What is up, my lovely K-Bays? Today, we're going to be learning about mediums and mediumship. What is mediumship? Mediumship is the practice of mediating communications between spirits and the living. Mediums are literally considered mediums or spirit mediums. Mediums claim that they can listen to and relay messages from spirits, or that they can allow a spirit to control their body and speak through it directly, or by using automatic writing or drawing. Spiritualists classify types of mediumship into two main categories, mental and physical. Mental mediums tune in to the spirit world by listening, sensing, or seeing spirits or symbols. Physical mediums are believed to produce materializations of spirits, apports of objects, and other effects such as knocking, rapping, bell ringing, etc. by using ectoplasm created from the cells of their bodies and those of seance attendees. What is ectoplasm? Ectoplasm is a supernatural viscous substance that is supposed to come out of the body of a medium during a spiritualistic trance and form the material for the manifestation of spirits. It comes from the Greek word ektos, meaning outside, and plasma, meaning something formed or molded. In other words, it's a substance that comes out of the body in the form of spiritual energy during a spiritualistic seance. What is a seance? A seance is an attempt to communicate with spirits. During seances, mediums are said to go into trances, varying from light to deep, that permit spirits to control their minds. A trance is simply a half-conscious state characterized by an absence of response to external stimuli. Typically, it is induced by hypnosis or entered by a medium. What is channeling? Channeling can be seen as the modern form of the old mediumship, where the channel or channeler receives messages from teaching spirits, an ascended master, from God, or from an angelic entity, but essentially through the filter of his own waking consciousness or higher self. Senses used by mental mediums are sometimes defined differently from in other paranormal fields. A medium is said to have psychic abilities. However, not all psychics function as mediums. A medium is more or less a middleman or messenger that helps people communicate with spirits and vice versa. A psychic is someone who more or less knows things that are hidden from the normal senses about the past, present, and future. Now we're going to talk about the types of mediums, or the types of mediumship that there is. There's mental mediumship, which is communication of spirits with a medium by telepathy or telepathy, however you may say it. Trance mediumship, often seen as a form of mental mediumship. Most mediums will remain conscious during a communication period, wherein a spirit uses the medium's mind to communicate. In a typical deep trance, the medium may not have clear recall of all the messages conveyed while in an altered state. Such people generally work with an assistant. That person writes down or records what the mediums say. Physical mediumship is defined as the manipulation of energies and energy systems by spirits. This type of mediumship is claimed to involve perceptible manifestations, such as loud raps and noises, voices, materialized objects, apports, materialized spirit bodies, or body parts, such as hands, legs, and feet. The medium is used as a source of power for such spirit manifestations. By some accounts, this was achieved by using the energy of ectoplasm released by a medium. Direct voice, the claim that spirits speak independently of the medium. who facilitates the phenomenon rather than produces it. Trumpets are often utilized to amplify the signal, and directed voice mediums are sometimes called trumpet mediums. A spirit trumpet is used to amplify sounds from beyond the veil. Channeling, a natural form of communication between humans and spirits, much like a language translator or interpreter. They allow themselves to sense the nonverbal communication from another being and then translate it into human words. So now we're going to talk about medium and mediumship. Well, we've been talking about it, but we're going to talk about if it's real. Now, I'm not bashing you if you say it's real or if you say it isn't real, and I'm not saying it isn't real or that it is real. I'm just going to go over some things that I've found so that you can hear it too. And then we're going to talk about some tools that they use and some words associated with mediums. Are mediums and mediumship real? Some people swear on it, and others say that it is fake. There have been tons of mediums that have, however, committed fraud and most definitely faked it all for money. But there are also mediums that swear by it and promise that they are honest mediums. Scientists who study animalistic psychology consider mediumship to be the result of fraud and psychological factors. Research from psychology for over 100 years suggests that where there is not fraud, mediumship and spiritualist practice can be explained by hypnotism, magical thinking, and suggestions. Trance mediumship, which according to spiritualists, is caused by discarnate spirit speaking through the medium. This, however, is said to be able to be explained by dissociative identity disorder. It is also said that fraudulent mediums can get their information by eavesdropping, social media accounts, newspapers, behavior, posture, things that the person is wearing or doing, etc. So with what we just talked about, now I want to tell you just a little bitty bit about what cold reading is. Cold readings. Cold readings are a set of techniques used by mediums. Without prior knowledge, a practiced cold reader can quickly obtain a great deal of information by analyzing the person's body, language, age, clothing, or fashion, hairstyle, gender, you name it. Sexual orientation, religion, ethnicity, level of education, manner of speech, place of origin, and even more than that. Cold readings commonly employ high probability guesses, quickly picking up on signals as to whether their guesses are in the right direction or not, then emphasizing and reinforcing chance connections and quickly moving on from missed guesses. Psychologists believe that this appears to work because of the Forer effect and due to confirmation biases with people. What is the Forer effect or Barnum effect? It is a common psychological phenomenon whereby individuals give high accuracy ratings to descriptions of their personality that supposedly are tailored specifically to them, yet which are in fact vague and general enough to apply to a wide range of people. In other words, the medium or psychic will predict or guess something that is true based on the fact it is true for almost everyone. Generally, characterizations attributed to an individual are perceived to be true of them, even though the statements are such generalizations. They could apply to almost anyone. An example of this is, did someone you know die? Almost everyone knows someone who died. Now really quickly, let's go over some tools that mediums use. The Ouija board, also called spirit board or talking board. It is a flat board marked with the letters of the alphabet, the numbers 0 to 9, the words yes and no, and hello and goodbye. It uses a planchette, I believe is how it's pronounced, which is a small heart-shaped piece of wood or plastic, as a movable indicator to spell out messages during a seance. Participants place their fingers on this little planchette or whatever, and it is moved about the board to spell out words. It is used to communicate with spirits. Pendulums. A pendulum is simply a symmetrical weighted object that is hung from a single chain or cord. It is never made of magnetic substances, but is often a crystal. It, however, can be any weighted object on any type of string. The pendulum acts as a receiver and transmitter of information and moves in different ways in response to a question. It can answer yes or no questions by moving in certain directions. Dowsing rods. Usually 2 L-shaped rods that are held in each hand and move in response to yes or no questions. Now let's go over some words that are used in medium and mediumship. A spirit guide is an entity that remains as a discarnate spirit to act as a guide or protector to a living, incarnated human being. Discarnate means no physical body, by the way. A spirit operator is a spirit who uses a medium to manipulate psychic energy or energy systems. Clairvoyance, or clear seeing, is the ability to see anything that is not physically present, such as objects, animals, or people. The sight occurs in the mind's eye. Some mediums say that this is their normal vision state. Others say that they must train their minds with such practices as mediation in order to achieve this ability, and that assistance from spiritual helpers is often necessary. Some clairvoyant mediums can see spirits as though they have a physical body. They see the bodily form as if it were physically present. Other mediums see the spirit in their mind's eye, or it appears as a movie or television program, or a still picture like a photo in their mind. Clairaudience, or clear hearing, is usually defined as the ability to hear the voices or thoughts of spirits. Some mediums hear as though they are listening to a person talking to them on the outside of their head, as though the spirit is next to or near the medium, and other mediums hear the voices in their minds as verbal thought. Clairsentience, or clear sensing, is the ability to have an impression of what a spirit wants to communicate or to feel sensation instilled by a spirit. Clairsentience, or clear feeling, is a condition in which the medium takes on the elements of a spirit, feeling the same physical problems which the spirit person had before death. Clairalience, or clear smelling, is the ability to smell a spirit. For example, a medium may smell the pipe tobacco of a person who smoked during life. Clairgustance, or clear tasting, is the ability to receive taste impressions from a spirit. Claircognizance, or clear knowing, is the ability to know something without receiving it through normal or psychic senses. It is a feeling of just knowing. Often, a medium will claim to have the feeling that a message or situation is right or wrong. I hope you guys learned a lot today about mediums and mediumship. I really enjoyed that you were here with me and watched my videos. If you liked it, please give this a thumbs up so that it helps me, and it helps me know that you liked it so I know what to make more videos about. And if you love it and love me, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified every time I make an awesome video that is very interesting. Thank you.